this one?
I gotta say, I feel pretty good going into this one. I think that Ascent is more of a standard map for teams, right? People are comfortable on this. It's been in the game since beta and a fan favorite since. So I think everyone here in this lobby is going to be well practiced on Ascent, and as a result, I think we're going to see people playing more to their comfort, playing more confidently as a result. And that's the kind of thing you want to see in these matches, right? Sometimes you need to be a superhero, sometimes you need to go for that big play, and as a result you need the confidence to go alongside it, something that can come with the map of Ascent. And also, it's a map that Danny Lau style has some funky little picks up their sleeve. We saw the Astra on Ascent out of them previously. It's something they might bring back here. And I look forward to seeing the adaptations in terms of comp, because on the other side, Jumanji, it looks like it's going to be pretty similar.
And we do see the Astra coming out again from Made You Look. Jumanji running it back with the same comp they had last game, but it's looking a little bit different. We've got a lot of information gathering and a lot of utility on the side of Danny Lau style. Running that Cypher, that Sova, and that Astra are going to be pretty big in terms of getting that utility out when they need it. And then they've got Jason Cow and Kuranez back on those offensive picks of Reyna and Jet. And of course, on the other side, everybody is back on their winning picks from last game, because why wouldn't you? No Pop on that crispy Killjoy that we saw get a beautiful clutch last game. Jenny on the Reyna that was just running over the side of Danny Lau style. And let's get into it. Let's see how this utility heavy side with those cheeky Astra plays that we've only seen from Made You Look this whole tournament so far. I believe he's the only one to play Astra so far, if I'm not mistaken. So hoping we see something special coming out from that.
Yeah, I love it when we get to see these pocket picks out in action, right? I mean, it's so exciting to see someone that's really mastered one of these more I would say niche picks, you know, things that are really only specialized for one or two maps, things that really only excel or one or two maps. But if you are a master of them on that maps, you can completely obliterate your foes. They're not necessarily ready for it in the same way you are. They don't have that experience playing against the pick that you do as the player. So it's where you can really pop off on those pocket picks as we see the attackers start to form up for what looks like it'll be an A split, two players going towards the catwalk with three in A main, but so far nothing too big. But excuse me, the bad one has actually got an opening headshot onto Jenny. Kung Fu Kenny responding with one of his own. Now Made You Look getting into the connector here. Kuranez planting that spike, but has to hop off of it. The utility began to come out, and there is the Molotov even dropping him to 38, but on the other side, Nut is so low. Had to use that utility for damage instead of healing. Now peeking out top. Lots of players here, and Kung Fu Kenny finds a nice angle onto Jason Cow, making sure he can't snowball out of control with that healing, but now Made You Look trades it out with that frenzy at close range. The flash comes, 4-2-1 Fruits gets it, and the double to boot. So that is Danny Lau style opening up with the pistol round here on Ascent.
And that was such a cheeky flash from Nut from up top, dropping it right down, and I believe he blinded both of them there, but it just wasn't enough as they caught him in the crossfire. I don't think he was expecting both players to be lurking underneath that upper area, but that's the way it goes. Danny Lau style going up right away, and they are going for that full SMG buy, except right now Kuranez is sitting on a Ghost, wondering if he will pick up a Spectre as well. Doesn't look like it. I think he's going to be rocking with the Ghost, just trying to save that money and maybe pick up an Operator in the future rounds. You can see a very fast B execute here. It's almost undefended. Fruits with 4. Wow, what happened? Fruits mowed down everybody except for Kung Fu Kenny on that rotate from the defensive side. Will we see the ace here? Will the team let him have it? They don't know Kung Fu Kenny is coming up from behind, but they will in a minute, as he's going to get caught out by that Cypher tripwire, although he manages to jump over it. He's just sneaking around. Will we see the ace come out from Fruits? No, the bad one is going to pick up that kill. Understandable. Probably not worth risking death to give your teammate the ace, but wow. Absolutely brutal from Fruits. Went from 2-0 to 6-0 right like that in about the span of 1 second as he sprayed down everybody with one clip.
Yeah, great spray control out of him, and for his troubles, for the anti-eco mop-up, he already has his ultimate available. So what I'd like to see now out of Danny Lau style, when they have all these SMGs in this sort of bonus round situation, run that same play back, just charge onto a bomb site. Because you have Fruits' ultimate available, that Sova ultimate, you can keep them off of the spike diffuse for so long, using those arrows to wallbang them, put that damage down, and keep them off of the spike. It means that in the post-plant situation, it is just so heavily favored for Danny Lau's style, but no, instead they're going to use the recon bolts to open up, and Major Look and Fruits are doubling up on the openers. The site is theirs. There's 3 rifles on the defense, but I question if they even go for it in this situation.
Fruits is so lethal with those Sova ultimates. We've seen a lot of great plays out of him this tournament so far, and Jenny is in a good position to pick him up, and she does. Manages to get Fruits through the corner of that box, but Jason Cow is going to trade him out, and No Pop is caught out by that recon dart, or the spy cam dart, excuse me, but manages to pick up Made You Look anyway, making it a 2v3. Kung Fu Kenny posted up at the top there. Will he be able to catch the crossfire if they peek out? No, he's going to get caught in one himself, it looks like. That's the bad one. He's got 2 angles to watch here. Jason Cow in the bad one. And Kurnez just lurking underneath manages to catch him on the drop as Jason Cow takes out No Pop, and that's the 3rd round in a row on the board for Danny Lau style.
And I would have really liked to see them consider the save a little bit more there. I mean, it's just such a difficult situation you're in. The immediate 5 versus 3 retake is certainly not an easy task. Hoping for the guns to bail them out, but it just isn't there. Danny Lau style looking much more comfortable in this map number 2, and it is paying off in dividends. Look at this, the full buy on their side, up against some upgraded pistols on the opposition. I think Jumanji is going to need a miracle play here to get into this round, and that is not a great start. 421 Fruits continuing his dominance here, but Jenny actually gets a surprising headshot to pick up the trade kill, just even things up here. Great little return there.
Yeah, but unfortunately Jenny barely managed to get out. Got 17 HP to work with, although he is Reyna, so you never know. That HP could come back in an instant. All it would take is one more crisp headshot, but the attackers are gonna slide on over to A site. Rotate is coming through. The attackers move quick enough. They might be able to burst on before the defense can get there. Kurinez and Jason Cow immediately giving themselves a big advantage, taking out 2 members. And it's all on Jenny and Kung Fu Kenny, which is a nice little rhyme, but they're all that's left. And now it's just Kung Fu Kenny with a sheriff. What can he do? As it turns out, not very much, as Fruits with that huge shock dart just nails him down to 9 HP and then runs around the corner, full spray, not a care in the world, and takes him out.
Yeah, great opener here out of 421 Fruits, really showing his stuff here. Almost has that Sova ultimate charged again at 7 out of 8. I wonder if they'll make a play for an orb to try and get him all stacked up. That would give them 2 ultimates here in this round, and a great chance on the defender side. You're seeing another full buy come out, and I think that this is a really essential one to win, because if you lose this, you're back on the eco again, and as the defense going down 5-0 and being on an eco is not a very happy place to be.
No, it is not. And we can see that unfortunately this won't dent the attackers' economy very much. They are all loaded with the exception of maybe Made You Look. They are all sitting on a lot of money here, but Kung Fu Kenny is in a good position to be able to stop this. Never mind, it's actually Jenny that picks up the first pick on Made You Look to make that attack a little bit slower. We can see that Sova ult coming in now. Kurinez dropping No Pop real quick. Unfortunately, Bruce not going to be able to pick anyone up, but Jenny with another one on the bad one, and Nut takes down Jason Cow. This might be a good round for them. Gohan dropping Kurinez as well. It's all on Fruits, the man of the hour. He's been so clean so far, but in a 4v1, I wonder if he'll be able to get it done. He's going to try to hit that rotate over to A, or maybe just lurk mid and watch for the cross as they're expecting the rotate. But no, he doesn't spot anybody out, and he's going to slide on over. He's got the spike. He's got 40 seconds on the clock. Lots of time to work with. Going to grab that ultimate orb. Just for good measure. And unfortunately doesn't manage to drop Gohan, but gets a little bit of damage down, and now they know where he is. This is looking pretty bad. Shock Dart, if Gohan had stayed, would have picked him up, but he's expecting to rotate. Will he catch Jenny here? No, Jenny catches him first. but he manages to drop Jenny. And oh, just caught him coming around the corner on the reload. Kung Fu Kenny sprays him down. And finally, there is a round on the board for Jumanji. They are still in this game.
Yeah, the start of a comeback, but they've still got a long way to go. You can see multiple people on the side of Danny Lau style had maxed out their credits there. They were on max cash, so now investing into the round. They had the choice of an operator. You could see that it was picked up, but then sold back. Looks like they're going to instead opt for the 5 rifles. If it's been going so well, why change it up? Why try to fix it? But no, as I say that, it's the caster Curse Kurinez on an operator here.
And they spot out Nut immediately, but they also get spotted out in return. And Kurinez showing why he picked that operator up, just dropping Jenny through mid lane. That's a very, very nice pick for the attackers. That's going to give them a lot of momentum as they move into this A site. The defenders are still very split up. If they can push on before the rotate comes through, this will be very, very easy for them to hold in a 5v2, but they're not going to be able to do that. The smokes come out to hold them off, and No Pop gets dropped by Jason Cow, who unfortunately heals right back up to full. Fruits gets the spike down in the fire, but Major Look manages to take out Gohan as well. 5v2 for Kung Fu Kenny and Nut. They've got a lot to do here if they want this round, and I think it might be in their best interest just to try to save this. Will we see them go for that? Kung Fu Kenny with a nice spray through the wall onto Fruits. And a big shock dart getting charged up. Will it be able to get anything done? No. Major Look with a huge flank to take them both out for his second and third picks of the round. That's the kind of flank you love to see, and they weren't ready for it at all.
And I'm not really loving these plays out of Jumanji here. They're, in my opinion, I think they're getting very sloppy, you know. In that situation, the 5 versus 2, when you're in heaven, when you've got these small chokes to work through, why even bother, you know? I think you have a much higher chance of making a hero play happen in the next round with those 2 rifles up. Maybe you can get aggressive, push out of A long or something, or out of A main, go onto catwalk with those rifles, make something happen, but instead they're just feeding those ultimate charges, feeding those kills to the defenders. But speaking of feeding, 4-2-1 Fruits and Nut trading out. Bit of a weird exchange there, as now the attackers are forced to run back and grab the spike. Things have slowed down for now, but you can see number 3 there creeping into those B tunnels. Kurinez still working with this operator here in the middle of the map, trying to find these long angles. Jason Cal had to find one for himself, gets that kill onto Jenny, but at least Nut has recovered the gun. At least I think he has. Yes, he did manage to pick that up for himself. The shotgun is on short, but Gohan falling off of the angle. I wonder if this means the B execute comes through.
Ooh, with Major Look getting dropped by Nut. Nut is looking a little bit low, only on 30 HP. He's got that Phantom, and he's got his ultimate, but can he make something happen with it? No, he's going to get smoked off there by the Cypher. And I think they're going to fake the B and maybe run all the way back over to A, or try to pick something up on the rotate. Yeah, they're going to be running it right back over to A, and that's going to leave No Pop all alone to pick that up and try to hold the site as best he can while his team comes around. But I think he's just going to fall back and wait for the team if he can. But no, Kurinez popping that Jet ultimate and just shredding No Pop. Not a chance that he's going to survive that. Jason Cow dropping Gohan. Unfortunately, that judge not enough. And Kurinez with a second knife kill onto Nut to pick up the round.
Danny Lau style really running away with this half now, 6-1 with no signs of slowing down here. They are just showing that effortless team play that we saw out of Jumanji in map number 1. Jumanji there was so effortless, so effective in their retakes, but here on Ascent, it has just not been the same. You know, they look so discombobulated. They look like they are playing apart as opposed to as that one cohesive unit. So not loving what I'm seeing out of their side. Maybe this round is the recovery, as they have got a full buy on the cards.
Yeah, they just haven't been using their information as well, it doesn't seem like. When they get spotted out, they haven't been rotating very well, although Nut managing to pick up a clean headshot onto Fruits. Shock Dart gonna drop down, not gonna do any damage just yet. Lots of sprays going through. Major Look has got, and Jason Cow do have everything available, so they may be looking to use something here to get this round going. They do have a bit of a disadvantage right now. One man down and some damage taken onto the 2 of them. Just going to play it slowly and maybe wait for a rotation, try to bait out some of the defenders, get them to be impatient. But Jenny is in a very tight spot here. does he know that Made You Look is sneaking over to that A site with the spike? Is he aware, and is Made You Look aware of Jenny? It doesn't look like it. They get a clean sneak by, but they're going to know they've got 3 defenders on this site ready and waiting. Made You Look cutting off that angle, but Nut and No Pop make it look easy. Nut with 4 to clean up the round. What a spray. I can't even speak.
I'm just as flabbergasted as you are. What is going on there? I mean, it was looking so good for the attackers. Made You Look there, even burning the ultimate on the way in, trying to split them up, trying to make sure that they had beaten them on the rotation game. But it doesn't matter when you have people shooting like that. Nut and No Pop with the 2-man defense just completely locking out Danny Lau style. I think that's going to breathe a little bit of life into them, or at least I hope so, because they desperately need to keep these round wins going on this first half. I mean, it's 6-2 at this point, and there still is a lot of rounds in play.
It is. That spray was so good it turned me into Waluigi for a second. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for all of your ears in the chat, but I hope that was a clip at least. And now we're moving into this round, and we can see the attackers sliding onto that A site again. They love those executes. They've been so clean so far. Clearly, it's working for them. The Killjoy turret is up in the corner, and those smokes are going down. Made You Look is sitting in mid. We can see there are 2 sides of the same coin here. Made You Look and Jenny are both thinking the same thing. They're going, oh, I'll wait for them to rotate through here, and then I'll get a clean pick. It'll be really nice. But the bad one manages to grab Gohan first. And Kurnez getting sprayed down a little bit by Jenny there, but now they know where Jenny is. And Jenny, doesn't matter to Jenny, gonna pick up Made You Look anyway. Still on full health because she is Reyna, and that is what Reyna do. Nut getting a little bit of damage traded off there, but Jason Cow is on the site. He's in a risky position. No Pop is right there and manages to drop him. Alone on that site. They're gonna be thinking it's a B take, but they are all running over to A. Little does Jumanji know, but they know now, and they're on the rotate as Fruits gets the spike down. What will they be able to do to clutch this out?
Nowhere to run!
Comes the ultimate. Nut gets one on the way in onto the bad one, and that solo ultimate not finding any kills. Jenny picking up one onto Kurnez. 4-2-1 first trades it, but Kung Fu Kenny there with the response, and it is a clean retake out of the defenders there. Really liking that play. They did burn some ultimates in the process. Nut back down to 0 out of 6 in terms of charges, but all things considered, I think they're happy with that. They really need the round wins at this point. They are down so much in the half already, and they've even recovered an operator, putting it in the hands of Jenny right now. That middle player going to be looking to make some picks with the sniper, maybe can get things rolling here, because 1 or 2 more round wins would shut down the economy of Danny Lau style and put them in a great position for the half.
It really would, and that was just such a clean retake execute onto that B site. They just all worked together, watching all of each other's angles, making sure that nobody was caught in a crossfire, picking up players at all the right times. Entering together, but not in the same place, is what you really want to do, and that's exactly what they did. Made You Look gets spotted out mid. We're gonna drop the smoke down to block off Jenny, who just fires a pot shot in response. Seems like out of anger. And No Pop is all alone on A site as 3 players are crawling their way in. But there's a lot of utility there to back him up, even if there's not any players right now. They're lined up, ready to make this work as soon as that smoke goes down. No Pop just gonna sit on the back of A site underneath there and wait. Defenders are stacking up. Unfortunately, Kung Fu Kenny is a little bit late on the rotate. He may get caught out by Made You Look here, or he may be the only one to respond. It looks like they are going to rotate back out and head on over to B.
No, but look at this timing. He's so indecisive. You can tell he's not sure what's going on as Danny Lau style creeps through middle here. He's throwing out those arrows for info, not spotting anything, so he knows they're not B tunnel. The next logical place is middle, and here comes the fire to respond. They're flying into the B site, and I think that it's going to be impossible to shut him down on the way in. Kung Fu Kenny spraying, but not really finding too much for himself. The spike plant is all but inevitable. Gohan teleports over to help with the rotation. Number 4 here is still so far out despite the spike being down. Made You Look being patient, and he gets rewarded. Easy kill onto Nut there. But now, how will the rest of this play out? Fugani trying to get aggressive, but traded out by Kurinez. No Pop finding one as well. Back and forth the trades go, but it's a 2 versus 4. Now a 2 versus 3. The bad one with the wall bang, and finally 4-2-1 Fruits. The last kill onto Jenny. 3 members left on the side of Danny Lau style. The defenders will have some money to buy back into this round, but despite that, they've got to be upset. They really need some more wins.
They really do, and it looks like Danny Lau style is back in the driver's seat for now, at least. They do have that operator. They've got full rifles and full armor. Unfortunately, Gohan not able to pick up full armor for himself, and just a Spectre to work with as well. He is not in the best place economically right now, which I think we can all probably relate to at least a little bit. And they're moving in to the A site. 2 sitting mid, 3 creeping up. Seems to be their pretty standard play. But Gohan is lurking with that SMG, with that Spectre. He may be able to pick something up unless he's been spotted here. But no, he hasn't until the last moment, and Made You Look is too quick with it. Just able to pick him up as the other members creep around. Looks like they're going for the rotate, maybe through mid lane again. They're gonna wait for, Jason Cow to make it to them, and then they're gonna make something work. Are we gonna see them head over to B site, or are we just gonna see them lurk in mid lane and try to pick something up as the defenders rotate to cover? It looks like they've been spotted out by Jenny, but not gonna be able to do too much. Bit too slow on the retake. But Jenny pops out, but Kurinez is too quick on the draw and manages to drop him as well. Now it's 3v5. It's Nut, Kung Fu Kenny, and No Pop have to make this work somehow. Good flashbang. Manages to peek out onto Jason Cow at a very nice angle. Kung Fu Kenny is there to back him up. And Nut drops... Nut gets dropped by the bad one. And then so does Kung Fu Kenny, and No Pop is left all alone. That's 1, but it's not enough as Fruits takes him out to get another round on the board for Danny Lau style. That's 8-3 now.
Yeah, and with last round coming up, it means the best possible score is 4 for the side of Jumanji, something that I think even with the round win, they'll be a little disappointed about. You can see they don't even really have a great buy in this final round. A couple of Bulldogs coming out here to make up for their lost cash, their lacking cash, I should say. They do have a shotgun on Gohan, who's having a bit of a rough game, currently 1-9. On the scoreboard. Definitely need to see a little bit more out of him when facing a quality team like Danny Lau style, as it looks like the B execute is on the cards. The Sova ultimate coming out early. Kung Fu Kenny dipping and diving, dodging away from it, but ultimately the execute is still not here. Maybe it is the rotation bait that Danny Lau style has been picking apart Jumanji with, really on top of it this game, just 1 step ahead of them at all points.
Yeah, they've just been absolutely clinical with these rotations and these baits, making them think they're going one way and then just absolutely bamboozling them as hard as possible and going to the opposite side of the map. Gohan is in a good position though and manages to get 2 before the bad one trades him out, but not without taking some damage himself. Made You Look dropping Kung Fu Kenny as well, and now it's a 3v3. Just a slight disadvantage in health for the defenders as No Pop is looking a little bit low, but that Killjoy ultimate, unfortunately, not going to be able to do too much as the B execute is looking late, but Jenny pops the ultimate. What can he do? Gets the spray on the bad one, gets the spray on Made You Look, and it's all that is left is Kurinez, who just misses that shot from behind onto Jenny. Jenny flicks around, picks him up. I'm not sure how Kurinez missed that shot, but you know what? That's how it goes. 4-8. They're not out of this game yet.
Yeah, it was just a warning shot, you know, just letting him know that if he wanted to, he could have had it, but definitely not what he was hoping for there. 4-8.5, as you mentioned. Definitely, even with that missed shot at the end, Jumanji is not going to be happy with that half. On the other side, Danny Lau style definitely is. I'm sure they're laughing about that missed operator shot. Not too worried about the outcome because they've still secured 8 on offense, something that is definitely worth praising, something they can definitely be happy about, and that puts them in the driver's seat for this half. I really need to see the pistol out of Jumanji as a way to get back into this.
Yeah, I think that's all they can do is try to pick up some rounds early here. I want to point out the consistency on the side of Danny Laustyle. Every member of the team has got 8 kills except for 421 Fruits, who is rocking with 14 right now, which is pretty nasty in 12 rounds. And we can see the B site is almost completely undefended, but Bad1 has that vision up. He's got that camera ready and the tripwire. He will know as soon as they try to execute here. And you can definitely hear them setting up, and he's calling for the rotate. We can see everybody moving over, all of Danny Laustyle trying to collapse on this. And looks like they're going to play it slow, just pop a couple shots back and forth. Jason Cow and, excuse me, that's Jenny and Bad1, both taking a little bit of damage, not looking too healthy at the moment, but nobody going down just yet as the rotate comes out. Very slow play from the attackers this round.
Yeah, this is a really wide rotation that they're going for. You can see that they went all the way through the attacker spawn, but scratch that as Nut picks up one on the bad one at this B site. This is going to be such a bait. Look at all the defenders from Danny Laustyle rotating over, and Jumanji thought about going to that B site off the pick, but instead they're just full on committing to B. So now the ruse is up, the kills are through. No Pop gets traded out at the very end, but they're still into the site. But no, Jason Cow gets 2 on the way in. Oh, this could be a horror as 421 Fruits gets that shock dart kill onto the spike carrier. They need to plant or else it's going to be a round lost. They've lost sight of it. The plant starts. Does he have the time? Does he have the time? It goes down. The 1 versus 1. No health on Gohan. He needs a miracle in this one.
He really does. Very nice of Jason Cow to be able to save that, or excuse me, of Gohan to be able to save that with the pistol at the end there. Jason Cow is going to have to be careful. 3 HP on Gohan, but he sneaks up and does it. Just like that, pops Jason Cow in the back as he turns around. They needed that round and they got it.
Oh, they needed it so badly. And Gohan there with the heroics. Ice in the veins as he gets that final kill. You love to see it. Huge play from him there. I believe picked up a triple in the round to boot. Now sitting on 6 kills. So if he did in fact get a triple, that is a big time recovery. And now they are gonna likely get this freebie anti-eco. We are seeing a few sheriffs come out of Danny Laustyle, which could spice up the round a little bit. Kurenez looking for that early pick, gets chipped down for his troubles. I think it's all but done and dusted in this round as it is an anti-eco, but nonetheless, great stuff out of the side of Jumanji preparing this B execute here. They are running into quite a few players, and Jenny getting very tagged up and finally killed through the smoke. Nice attempt out of Kurenez there, but gunned down by Gohan as the attackers get into the site. The spike plant is all but an inevitability. There is a possibility of a post plant here as 421 Fruits gets a kill on the Kung Fu Kenny. Look at how damaged actually the attackers are. They still have the superior weaponry. They still have the ability to take this round as Gohan continues his spree. Another one onto Jason Cow here, flying out the angle. He wants a third. Can he even find the fourth? The wall bangs are coming through. Not quite the kill, but yes, he does get it. The headshot on 25 health. He is going for the overkill, and he finds it. Gohan really starting this half off hot.
He has come online. I want you to point out that at the end of the last half, you said that he was 1-9, and he is now 10-10. He has gotten 9 kills in the time that he's gotten 1 death, and that is very impressive.
Yeah, and for his troubles, he's got that ultimate stacked up. Maybe going to look for a teleport play in this one, cause some mayhem, as it is a bit of a bonus round. This is a situation that's uncomfortable if you're on the side of Jumanji, because you really don't want to give this round up. You really want to get the win here, and if they take it, if they manage to sneak away with a win with this cobbled together purchase of SMGs and sheriffs, I'll be very impressed, and I will be very worried for Danny Laustyle and the crumble that could come in, the collapse that could come in terms of the game.
So they did spot out Fruits there with that recon, or with that, excuse me, that recon arrow. They did manage to see him, and all 5 members just crawling into mid, trying to make something work. Jason Cow managing to drop Nut nice and early, and oh, a huge flank from Made You Look, but it's not quite enough as Gohan drops him instead. Doesn't manage to pick up anybody in return, aside from dropping Kurenez pretty low. Fruits has that shock dart. Jason Cow taking out No Pop. 3v4 now for the attackers, and they're having a rough time. Jason Cow getting a third of the round, and Jenny dropping Fruits, but Jason Cow's got 4. Will he get an ace this round and clutch it out? for Danny Laustyle, I'd love to see it.
I definitely would too. It'd be a great response after those
30
first
seconds
couple
left.
of offensive rounds from JMJ. Now Kung Fu Kenny on this pistol and SMG. Can he make something happen here? Jason Cow has the ace stolen by Kurinez thanks to a fast headshot, but I think he'll be all right with that one as the potential death was there in his eyes. Danny Laustyle managing to get their first round of the half, putting them up to 9 here. But the attackers do still have a full buy likely on the cards. Not quite out of this one yet. They'll need to string together a second round before they can get the Jumanji side onto pistols.
Yeah, they've still got a bit of work left to do, and we now see 2 judges coming out from the defense side. Are we going to see some cheeky corner plays? I would really love to. Looks like that's all they can afford on Fruits and Major Look, as they're both looking pretty low on funds. But everybody but Gohan on the side of Jumanji is in the same boat.
Revealing area.
This is going to be very damaging for whoever doesn't manage to take this round. Looking like just a straight up 5-stack onto A as everybody explodes in. Nut dropping Fruits. Lots of gunfire, but that's all that's going to happen at the start. Nut pushes in with that Phoenix ult and gets dropped by Major Look with that judge. And now a couple members looking low, but Gohan managing to make it a 3v5 now. A 2v5, excuse me. Gohan is on fire. He has definitely come online this half. And Tabadwan manages to drop Kung Fu Kenny, but now they know he's here. And he is unfortunately going to get snuck up on by Nut before Kurinez drops Gohan. And he's got the 3v1. But it is not enough as No Pop takes him out and gets another round on the board for the attacking side.
Yeah, great stuff there out of the attackers. Like that really aggressive execute onto the site there. I think that those are the kinds of plays that you can fall back to when things are getting a little bit dicey, right? It's old, reliable. Everyone has done thousands of these A executes before in their time, whether it be just in a casual ranked game of solo queue or in these team matches. So great stuff there. It's old, reliable. It works in their favor thanks to some great shots. Gohan is, like you say, really heating up in this half, just putting on a show for us here. I'm loving that. It's a great recovery, loving the tenacity of him to be able to make it happen in the second half after such an abysmal first one. Great stuff to see, as now once again there is this slow posture towards A, but this time the defenders are seriously lacking in terms of the weaponry. Look at this, a couple SMGs, a couple classics, not exactly ideal as it's the utility bait out battle here to start, but no, Jenny's actually just flying through. Said enough of the utility shenanigans, I want kills. Made you look at least able to respond with one, but a 4 versus 4 post plant situation with the current weaponry is not a great spot to be. The rifle is not even recoverable. It's stuck there in the middle of the site, so unless someone is able to dash forward and grab it, not likely to be picked up. Gohan using this teleport. The bad one might catch him though. This could be a huge opportunity. Kung Fu Kenny is getting kills across the map, but Made You Look at least able to flank onto Gohan for one. They've got a rifle, they've got an SMG. This is not an unlosable retake now, as they're posturing in heaven. The bad one is quite low, looking to maybe bait, but no, Nut just completely shuts him down. Now the bad one running for his life, just trying to save this one rifle at the least. It looks like his team will be able to full buy no matter what, but he can at least save a little bit of cash in the process.
Yeah, so unfortunate they weren't able to pick that up, but that's how it goes sometimes, as it's now 9-8. Will he be able to catch out Kung Fu Kenny? No, just short. If Kung Fu Kenny hadn't stopped there, that would have been bad in the post-round situation there. You would hate to lose that Vandal on him, but that's not how it happened, so I guess they're okay. And we're now moving into full rifles versus rifles. Kurinez with that operator once again, and the attackers could even it up here. Jumanji could bring this back. It was looking like it was going to be very tricky for them, but they have been hot this half so far, especially Gohan, as we said, really fixing up his performance from the first half and keeping this team in it. But they're going very slow this round. Oh, Kurinez gets the collateral, taking out Nut and Kenny, and that's going to make this execute a lot harder, as they have been executed in return. No Pop just getting some sprays down. Wow, what a collateral. That is going to put a big dent in their team. Gohan creeping around to that backside, maybe going to try to bait out some aggression from the defenders, but I don't think it's going to work. Jason Cow is waiting very patiently for that push, but the rotate to mid lane. Ooh, Major Look is in a good position to catch someone out here. He's creeping under there. They don't know he's here. All he has to do is pop up and get the pick. Fruits is baiting it. Major Look is ready to go when Fruits says that he can. You could catch them in a very dirty little crossfire here, but he's going to play it safe and just hide. Try to get some of that information. Rotating back towards the A site, excuse me. And there it is, Kurnez with his third of the round. Gohan drops Jason Cow, but the spike is down in the mid lane. And Kurnez is waiting and teabagging on that A site, waiting for the push. Major Look getting caught out now. Will he spot them out? No, they're just going to hide behind the spike. And Tabad1 is going to mow them both down. The defenders are still taking the lead. They are not able to even it up on the side of Jumanji. 8-10 now.
Yeah, so much aggression out of the defense there, and that's something I really like to see. You know, you've got the early numbers advantage. You can afford to be a little bit aggressive, a little bit greedy, and taking map control there. Great little collateral out of Kurnez to start off the round. Finally getting something going there on the defense, getting aggressive with that operator. He normally plays around the middle of the map, so a bit of an adaptation there, trying to catch him off guard, and it pays off in a big way. Now you see him rotating over to B here, but once again, it's the A stack out of the side of Jumanji. They've got a bit of a lackluster buy here, some rifles, some subs, definitely looking for a force here, looking for an all-in, looking for an execute perhaps as the attacker Killjoy comes out. They're likely to fly into the site here, and look at that, you have someone stuck in the site. That's Jason Cow, mowed down as a result. The Killjoy goes off, no players detained, but there is two stuck up in heaven there, not quite able to get into the site as the 5v4 retake comes in. Can Jumanji close out here? This is such an important round for them.
Really is, and a little bit of damage down from that shock dart onto Fruits and Kurnez, but it's not going to be quite enough. No Pop is sitting on the site, but they are collapsing out of the heaven, and he does not stand a chance. Ooh, unfortunately, that Jet all not able to do much, but Tabad1 is mowing them down, and Nut unfortunately is doing the exact same thing in the other direction and manages to drop them as well.
Yeah, great little explosion out of heaven with the pinch from the side of A there, the connector area, but it just doesn't end up going their way. The guns are hot on the side of Jumanji, and they had a nice little setup there, I think. You know, they had the crossfire in the site, they had the Sova ultimate coming from far away to just make sure that no one can hop onto that spike, and they had Nut there as well with that rifle trained, ready to follow up and just take gunfights off of the execute onto those players in sight. So great little post plant out of Jumanji, liking that, liking the cohesion, liking the teamwork, showing that they're not getting rattled by this operator of Kurnez, who, speaking of, does not have any armor in this round. This is a glass cannon out of Kurnez. Can it go to work here? Jason Cow gets the opener onto that Phoenix ultimate. Not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least that cooldown is down. That one under heaven here. Jenny, oh, that's a huge 1v1, and Nut follows it up onto Jason Cow now. Jenny popping the ultimate, getting into heaven as the Sova ultimate also comes up, at least getting one onto Gohan. The pick is also there onto Jenny from Kurnez, that glass cannon coming to play, but no, Kung Fu Kenny is now following it up with the shock dart. Fruits has got the aim though, picking up Kung Fu Kenny in return. This is now a 2 versus 2, but this Phoenix is very low under heaven.
One enemy
and it doesn't matter as he drops Fruits, but Meiji Look pops him in the head, and now it's a 1v1. All Meiji Look has to do, all No Pop has to do is wait, as Meiji Look has to go for the defuse here, doing a quick little jiggle peek.
Come now, come on, defuse.
All he's got to do is be patient. No Pop is just waiting it out. Waited till he had to stick it out or lose the round, and then just popped him around the corner, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, great patience at No Pop there. You know, it's very easy to get flustered in that situation. The 1 versus 1, you hear them defusing the bomb. Even gets the little shoulder peek jump there to make sure that he's really committing to that defuse before finally peeking out, cleaning it up. Great stuff at a No Pop. So loving that there. Also, now, because of that round win, the attackers in Jumanji, they have managed to get the defenders onto a bit of an eco here. We see some sheriffs coming out, we see a marshal coming out, but really not a great investment out of the defenders as that recon bolt comes through. The bad one knows that it's likely to be a B play, but he is not really enabled to shut this down in a big way, at least having a teammate here to help out now in the connector.
Yeah, and we
revealed.
can see the rotate coming through, but Jenny is too crisp and manages to drop Jason Cow to Bad One, doing the same to No Pop, but will it be enough? Gohan hitting the ultimate into that back of B,
Spike down.
joining his team. The Bad One gets another one before Nut trades him out, and it's a 3v3, but Jenny is too crisp and drops Made You Look and Fruits as well, and it's all on Kurnez with the Marshall. What can be done here? He's smoked off from that angle. Gonna have to make this push, but I'm not sure how he's gonna do it. Ooh, I think that's how he's gonna do it, but it's not quite enough. That was a filthy little shot onto Jenny there at the end, but it's not quite enough as Jumanji takes the lead for the first time this game.
And they've got to be feeling great about that. Close out the anti-eco. It was starting to get pretty mixy there. I can't lie. I was really starting to sweat. Thought that Danny Lifestyle was going to find a way to pull off the miracle, but thankfully the gun is hot on the side of Jason Cow. Just so effortless in terms of cleaning up one gunfight after another. The full heal just makes it so hard to take him down in those anti-eco situations. So now, prepping into the site is Jumanji. Maybe looking to stack up at A. This has been their bread and butter on the half, but not anything serious in terms of an execution yet. Kurnez once again with that glass cannon operator here. It did do well in the last round he had it, so I don't hate the idea, but definitely a very vulnerable character right now.
Yeah, he's got to be very, very careful not to get caught out. And we can see that's not an issue for him right now as he drops Jenny towards mid lane. And now their team has got to be very careful. Jumanji has got to be very, very careful what they do here. They're creeping towards A, still all stacked up in that little corridor near Market, but it's going to be hard. And I believe Danny Lifestyle knows exactly where they are, or has a pretty good idea, and is just waiting for someone to show so they can hit the rotate as fast as possible. And we can see we've got players in very good positions to be on that A site quickly as soon as they start moving.
Yeah, look at how far pushed out number 6 is. Just has all the info about this coming in, but now the execute comes. Jason Cow gets the opener onto Nut, but they need a lot more gunfight wins. There's only 25 seconds. I don't think a rotate out is possible for the attackers. Nice little highlight on the drone means Kurnez can snipe it out. The spike is being planted. Will it go down? Yes, Gohan is able to fully get it down, but now the darts are coming out from Fruits. Those shock arrows, very potent in these situations. Not at least able to get one, and No Pop with 2. Look at the spray transfer. It's gorgeous, but Jason Cow at least able to clean him up back to full health, but now it's a 3 versus 2. The Bad One and Jason Cow, the flash doesn't get him, but the guns do. Nut with another great kill there. The fire even, he's got the reads, they've got the plays. Kung Fu Kenny makes it 12, and this is really starting to get worrisome for Danny Lau style. It's match point, and they are broke.
Yeah, this is a rough situation. They need to hit a filthy eco round here to make this work and to keep themselves in this tournament. They are facing elimination here on this match point, so this one is for all the marbles potentially. If they can't make this work, then they are done, and Jumanji will be facing off against Team Juicy in the finals next weekend. So let's hope they can keep this going. I would love to see a Game 3 between these two teams.
Absolutely, and it would go to split for game number 3 if we go the distance, but trying to prevent that is Jumanji. They look like they want to make something happen on the A site once again. This is their bread and butter, and the Killjoy is coming out to make sure it can happen. It looks like... Oh no, the Bad One is going to get caught in this. He's going to be... Oh no, he's not detained. How has he managed to get out of this? He's under heaven and somehow not detained. I think this is really going to catch the attackers off guard as the tripwire is hit. And 2 kills go the way of the defenders. Look at this. And now the flank from Kurt. But no, it's a huge whip. He misses every single knife and is taken down by Kung Fu Kenny. All of a sudden, just like that, it's a 3 versus 3. It looked like it was so good for Danny Lau style. But no, instead, it is the 3 versus 3. No Pop even getting the spray down through the wall under heaven. It's not looking good. 2-1 first doing everything he can, but Nut is making it tough. A 2 versus 1 being sprayed, and there it is. The hero comes through for Jumanji. It is a decisive victory. They were down all game, but that last string of 5 rounds means that they close it out and will be playing in the grand finals of the VALORANT Summer Showdown.
Yeah, and Nut really turned it around there as well at the end. He was not going crazy for most of that game, but we can see, looking at the post-game scoreboard, 25 and 12. I'm not even sure where that came from. He started to go nuts, as well as Gohan going pretty crazy to save that game. Finishing it up 17-17 is pretty impressive coming from 1-9. And I think we have to give a very big GG. Well played to both teams. Those were two incredible matches, very close. But here we are, and Jumanji will be heading to the grand finals next Sunday at 7:30, facing off against Team Juicy. Gutty, do you have anything else you want to talk about this this series we've had so far?
I just hope that we get an explosive grand finals. Both teams putting on a show in the semis. They're going to have a full week to study the demo, study the tape, prepare the strategies. As we come back next week, there is a $150 prize pool here for that grand finals match. So you don't want to miss it. Be here next Sunday. Be sure to check out the Canadian Esports League socials, because they are going to be putting out all sorts of promo content. They are going to be hyping you up for the matches. I hope to be there getting hyped up in the matches, and I hope to see you there too. We're closing out for the night. See you next Sunday. This is the Canadian Esports League with the VALORANT Summer Showdown.